Hello, hello, and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic, and welcome to the new map on the new series. Right, that being said, let's start. So, what do we have here? I wanted to make it a little bit more dramatic, so it's a little bit more attractive intro or whatever, but I think I messed it up anyway, so I don't really care. Right, so this is Mezirusy realistic map start by Toprus. There's a big description about this map. I'm gonna try to keep it short, but I don't know if it's gonna be possible. I'm expecting this video to last for about 20 minutes or so. So pause now, get a beer or drink or something. Happy Saturday, Happy New Year's. I'm recording this on Saturday. I'm gonna upload it and publish it as soon as it's done. And I still haven't recorded the first episode. It's gonna be done today or tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna publish it straight away or 4 o'clock Irish time in that afternoon. Okay, back. Toprus. Right, so this is one of the maps that really caught my eye. I'm not gonna say it's the best one ever. I still like Canvu. I haven't played here a lot. I did a little bit of testing, and I was even chatting with Toprus about this map, and previously he was in a couple of projects with making a realistic start, and he made a really good point. At least I haven't noticed anybody else making this kind of point, but probably was mentioned before. Why is there no railroads or like extensive infrastructure in any of the republics? You have to build it all yourself. People should make these kind of maps, or even modders. Oh, sorry, even the developers should make these kind of maps. So map with the railroad infrastructure. For example, railroads. I'm betting that most of you guys are like railroads, and I think realistic start would be that you actually have railroads. Of course, wooden ones. Let's face it, one of the biggest, most extensive railroad projects in the world up until now was the Trans-Siberian Railroad that went 9,000 kilometers through 78,000 time zones and whatever. It was huge, and of course it was crap. It was absolute crap because it was made on wood boards, and it was really slow to travel, but still faster than a chariot. Right, anyway, so back to the map. This is a map made by Toprus 100. You're gonna find the link to this map in description. Hopefully I'm gonna remember to put it. But anyway, hi people, this is a long-awaited project made over a course of weeks, I think probably even longer, awaited by a lot of people who I hope will be happy with it. This is a Mezirusy map. Mezirusy is a fictional region of Toprussia, Toprussia because his name is Toprus. It used to be a part of Prussia, so there is a lot of architectural and infrastructural leftovers which pleases our eyes. During the Second World War, the region was filled to very important battles, during which a big part of the infrastructure was destroyed. However, railway network still remains dense and gives a lot of field for expansion. There is a lot of railway lines, many with dead ends because of the river valleys. They're getting too steep. Still, the map remains very balanced because to make the railway lines usable, you need to repair them first. It will take a lot of resources in some cases because of the heavy war damage. Stop now. So I'm gonna demonstrate all the damage. Most of the damage, of course, I haven't even seen all of it, but just pointing this out, there's a lot of damaged railroads. So, the railway lines have telephone lines cut in some places. You'll have to check through them to see if they're working. Trust me, just get rid of the telephone lines. Right, when it comes to the road network, it's about half dirt, half gravel. There are a few roads which need the repair, but it's not the majority. There are some which lead to the remote villages, which might not even care about. Well, you might not even care about. Some connect to cities which are not connected directly by the railroad. All of the very basic industry on the map. Oh yes, so this is a good point to point out. You have a basic industries. You have really bad industries. Like you have agriculture here, which I think I'm gonna kind of scrap from the get-go. Not that I'm not gonna be making crops, but the problem with this map initially is that you don't have a lot of flat grounds where you can actually build your industries, because it's all mountains and valleys. You do have some space in valleys, but as you can see, there's quite few of those with fields on them. I do tend to create fields, greenhouses, and probably some farms, but a lot of these are going to be have to be remodeled to be industries, because there's not a lot of flat ground over here. Come on, you can't really build an industry on top of these hills. And what he mentioned there's a lot of roads, and this is one of the things we're going to be doing initially. I'm going to have to check all the road connections that they actually lead somewhere, or that they are fixed. So let me show you what else he mentioned here with the railroad lines. So check this out. This is the main railroad route that we're going to be using probably the most. So this is Modra. This is kind of capital city, or I think it's at least one of the biggest cities. So we have Modred, which you have two big cities here. It would be Kamenari, and you have Lyodred. I think this sounds Hungarian. These are two bigger cities. As you can see, again, there's not a lot of flat ground where you can build. You have a town on this side. I have a feeling that this town is not going to last for very long, that we're going to depopulate this and build some industries over here. Farming area over here, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to check the resources also. I'm going to tell you what I have in stored. I don't know if what we're going to go with. I'm still not sure how that's going to turn out to be. So let's check out the map a little bit. So this is the map. So you have central town, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5 and 6 and maybe even 7 different kind of octopus tentacles everywhere, and you have railroad connections almost everywhere. I think this is this a railroad connection? Just let me check. Indeed it is. This is a railroad connection to the NATO border, and this is the only one going north. And of course there's one going here. This is, I think, a main NATO railroad connection over here. Possibly, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's something here. Is it railroad? Of course it is, my man. Good job, Toprus, because I think, well, I don't think, I know that I'm going to be using mostly railroads for exports. Maybe I'll read a little bit more map description, but we'll talk about it later and during this series. Okay, so series, right? I'm going to be making, I don't know, 30 to 50 episodes. I don't think I'm going to be going for 150 episodes like before. I will be doing a little bit of work off the screen, because a lot of the episodes or parts of the episodes are not the most entertaining. So I'm gonna be doing boring work off screen. Just a little bit of heads up. And yeah, that's about it. I think we covered most of what I think I can do here. Well, what I'm going to do concerning the series and recording and publishing. Every day I'm going to be publishing an hour-long episode, hopefully every day, and hopefully hour long. We'll see if there's a better format we can go forward with, but at least this is what you can expect. Right, resources. Coal is, of course, alpha and omega in my eyes. Of course not, there's oil, but coal resources, you have a couple of nice coal resources near the big cities in center. Be mindful that central location of the main city is a blessing and a curse. Well, actually it's a curse, because it's not connected, it's not close to any Soviet border, and if you want to go and export all any resources, it's gonna be train traveling pretty far away. And that's a bad thing, yes. That means you're gonna have to have a couple of trains, and if you noticed over here, if you go back on the map, yep, this is a one-way, or one track railroad. Partially it's wood, partially it has these concrete prefab beams, and the bridges are collapsed. I'm gonna show you all of that. There's several places. This is really nice done. I love this is like a bomb. This is like a crater where the bomb fell on the railroad. You have several of those. Not only that, you have a landslides. First of all, you can see here, for example, he hit here that there's no railroad. Son of a gun. I have to talk to him. No, I'm kidding. I already checked this out, and it's interesting. It's good. But I'll see how this is gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna be doubling on tunnels and bridges, but definitely railroads can do doubling if you're gonna use this line, which I'm kind of hoping to use this line for exports. And check this out. Check the artwork on this. So this is where the bomb fell, and then the landslide happened. And this is gonna take a little bit of fixing. Both telegraph poles, roads, and railroads were damaged with this bomb. That was a good hit. Congrats, whoever bombed this, or hopefully you won the war. I don't know. So anyway, so this is some of the damage that we're gonna have to repair over here. I mean, like, it's quite tastefully done. And, like, I'm not saying this is the work of art, but actually I am. It's really good. It's really good. Kudos. So. Right, we have a small city here. By the way, there's only 2 electricity connections, and they're not close. They're not close. I believe, just here we go. On the south, that would be northwest. I have no idea where it is. Yes, it's northeast over here, and on the west side over here. Those are, oh, sorry, there's one more here. Oh, there's one more here as well. But anyway, they're not close, and starting with electricity production on your part, probably in my case is gonna be a must. We're gonna have to get a loan or something and start both on something that's gonna be valuable for us for export, like oil, coal, something like that. Would be pretty nice. So what I had an idea, I'm recording this on Saturday, just literally a couple of hours before I publish this. If you have any ideas, because I'm not going to be publishing, I'm not going to be recording next episode until tomorrow, I believe. So if you have any ideas, suggestions, what we can do here, you're going to have a map in the description, so check that out. Let me know. My idea now, after what I recorded yesterday with the tourism industry, I thought that this would be a really cool place, like a reenactment of Norilsk or northern Russia, or polar region settling or something like that. But if it's gonna be a Prussia or former Prussian Republic, now Soviet Republic, then that means that we are connected close to the let's just say a little bit richer people of Western Europe, or even richer people of Soviet countries. We know we all like those Polish tourists, don't we? Right, yeah, of course. I mean, like, for Soviet or Central Eastern European standards, Polish are well welcomed, well, at least in my eyes anywhere. But anyway, like, rich tourists from Soviet countries. Right, so this is one of the plans. We have a border close by, and there's some industries we can start with over here. Of course, he did a sneaky thing, sneaky little Toprus. For example, he hit a couple of nice industries here. For example, bauxite. Don't think I didn't notice that. You can have a bauxite mine here. If you can set up your storage area somewhere here, you can start exporting bauxite straight away, as soon as possible. I believe you can mine bauxite without population as well. I'll check that. I'm gonna test this out and see if this is a story with this one. Anyway, so look, let me read a little bit more about the map, and let's continue on then. Right, all the very basic industries on the map, kinda. You don't have a coal mine, you don't have oil fields, but you do have a bauxite mine, you have, I think, iron mine as well. Find it on your own, or check the series out. I'm gonna be finding most of those. All the very basic industries is on the map. Oh yeah, you have wood cutting post. Oh, these are amazing. Look at the art on this. So you have like far away forest in the middle of nowhere, and bam, wood cutting post in the middle of that. Let me show you a couple of them. So you have oh, here we go. So for example, here, look at this mountain here next to this city. Wood cutting post. They're dotted all over the place, so you're not gonna have any issues with finding wood cutting post, those things. And you have a sawmill over here, so technically you can get that wood down, chop them into boards and start exporting them. They're not highly profitable, not sure if I'm gonna start with that, but they're definitely really good idea. So you can get those bad boys down here, so you can get trucks and wood and start transporting them down here, and you can zigzag the train around here and get those boards constructed as soon as possible. Right, let me continue reading about the map. Let's enjoy the nice view and scenery of let's see here. We have all the cities here while I read. So right, you have the terrain is very challenging, mountainous. You have connections to water via lake, where you will build a harbor. However, to run ships from it, you'll need to build it outside of the main area, or bulldoze and replace the road bridge. Yes, I kind of checked this out. So here you have a bridge. It's a brick bridge. Boats don't like that. So if you're gonna build something, if you're gonna build a harbor somewhere around here, you're gonna have to get rid of the bridge. Or you're gonna have to build it outside of this area, which is more than halfway already to the border by trains. I still don't know. I don't think boats will be fitting here nicely, but I don't know. It would be quite profitable if we can get those boats up and running. We'll see. We'll see. We can import or export oil and bitumen, fuel and bitumen by boats, and import oil by train or something like that. We're gonna manage. Right. So that's one of the possibilities. Continuing on. Right. The terrain is challenging. Blah, 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 we already said that. Besides the industries, there are also some fields for food production. There are little description railway lines. Right, there's 6-7 railroad lines that he implemented as a storyline as well. You can read that in the Steam article, or in the mod section. You can do it on your own. I will skip those 7 lines and the story behind them. Check it out, it's really cool. I really hope you find this map worth playing, interesting, challenging, and of course fun to play. I have spent a long time on it, and I would really appreciate if you played it, have fun. Okay, that's about it. We are 15-16 minutes into this episode, and like I said, it's gonna be a more or less 20-minute episode. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the plans and what's there on the map. So you have a storage facility over there. So if you want to do the cosmonaut mode or something like that, where you actually import everything, I think this is gonna be challenging. Now, my plan would be railroads. Ships, I don't know, probably. I think I'm gonna leave that for further down the line, but railroad. We have a railroad here. We have oil loading, unloading, resources. Yes, resources. So we have coal close to our central cities, and I think this would be a really good place to start. So we have some coal in these mountains here. We're gonna have to get people here, but like I said, railroads. I'm gonna have to find a way to manage our people with railroads, and I want to supply all the workers to mines and with mostly railroads. So I need to utilize the existing railroad infrastructure. So that's one thing. So we have iron here. I notice here sneaky little Toprus made a nice iron mine over here, and iron, especially if you process it, it's more expensive than coal for exporting, for example, initially, earning money to get you by. And with this setup here, with a little processing facility and a storage, I think this would be nasty good export for, because the border is really close. Again, electricity, coal, that should be kind of one of the first things we build, but we'll see. You will see tomorrow. In just a little bit less than 24 hours. Okay, so this is iron, and then we have oil. Oil is interesting. Oil makes this map a little bit too easy if we start with oil. Not too easy, because as you can see here, let's check it out. So you have this bay over here, and you can see the bridge where I'm pointing with my mouse here, and you can check the oil fields now. Bang. So oil fields are all around this area here, and there's a little bit of oil here next to these fields, and a little bit of oil here outside of this bay. This is a little bit, probably later on we're gonna be tapping into this, but if we tap into these oil fields here, they're kind of approachable, so this would be a low-hanging fruit for us to start, which is really cool. By the way, oil fields, they're highly pollutant, so you're gonna have to build it, try to build it as far away from the cities as you can, at least if you want to keep your population healthy and not dying early. In the early stages of the game, that might be a big thing. By the way, though, remember that you need to heat your people. We're gonna be playing on the hardest possible in-game difficulty level, minus day and night cycle, just because I'm pretending to be a YouTuber and I need to, record and make this interesting. Nobody wants to see me play at night, because I can barely see, and if you watch on your screens, it's gonna be even worse. Right. What else do we have? We have oil, only centrally located around the biggest cities, biggest city. So we can tap into that and drain the last drop of oil out of ground before we move on. That could be one of the potential things we can do. And check this out. Check this sneaky Toprus, what he did here. Uranium ores, and you have two big sources of uranium ore here in the southern part, because remember it's upside down, southern part, and here in the northwestern part here. Now check this out, there's a village, dead end, like nothing goes there, nothing grows there. You go all the way here and bang, there's a Chizhov town here, and it's rich in uranium. These mountains are full of uranium, and the same thing he did over here. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. This is gonna be tricky to exploit these mines and get this ore out of here. Look at this little sanctuary, and yet uranium. Guess what? Guess what? We need to start digging here. Anyway, and then you have bauxite. Remember, I mentioned already bauxite. Oh, I didn't mention. Sorry, we mentioned about iron. There's a bauxite mine or facility where you can mine bauxite here in the hills. In the hills. Remember, electricity, you need to get it here, but let me see if the electricity connection is close. Not really, it's a little bit on the south, so you can't really import electricity. Probably it's gonna be, you know, produce your own. But in order to exploit all of these resources, we're gonna kind of have to be, if we want to go for this iron ore and bauxite, which are kind of low-hanging fruit as well, because the infrastructure is there, we're gonna have to start around this area with electricity production and stuff. So this is like so many possibilities around here. One tricky part, one question for all of you. Do you think it's well, I'm gonna do whatever I want anyway, but do you think it would be prudent or good to start with a little bit of tourism? You know, it's still, we need to recover from the war, and that's a really, really profitable thing. If you checked out our previous episodes, we can get dangly old buses coming to the border, as well as some kind of nice Soviet-style train, Polish ones. They have nice train sets, or something else. Czechoslovakians make really nice trains as well, and just have a whole crapload of tourists coming here and viewing our beautiful heritage that we have over here. Or should we start with heavy industries first? Give me your suggestion. Again, I will try. I don't know. It's tempting, you know. This will give us, if we start with tourism, this is gonna give us a head start on exploiting those resources, because I don't plan to build a lot of car factories here, if any. Car transport as well, and truck transport is going to be extremely limited. Trains, but also I will not build, I probably won't build a train factory, train production. I will keep it kind of low tech, where we're going to be exploiting maximum like aluminium, processed fossil fuels, steel, raw resources like coal, iron, coal ore, iron ore, that kind of stuff, all for sale. I will probably not be making planes around here, because like I said, industrial land is limited. It's crazy the difficulty he set us to have. Like, potentially I'm seeing kind of future about some places here, and a really, really nice future, but we will see. Right, that's it. This is the presentation for our episode. Now it's 4 o'clock, 4:09, 16:09 Irish time, and I'm gonna process this video and publish it right now. And hopefully you guys are gonna see it and give me your input about this. What is your suggestion? What do you think about the map? Check out the map. You're gonna have it in the description. All that good stuff. Now, if you want any suggestion, give me any suggestion, just hit the comment section. Anyway, that's it. Like, subscribe, notification bell, ring it. If you want to support the channel, you know how to do it in the comment section, blah, blah, blah. All that good stuff. See you in less than 24 hours. Bye.